to bring attention to this child trafficking organization, which here in Indiana has been operating for 27 years. And when I say like to do that is because I like to support the children who are gang raped and murdered. Children are usually abducted by many different sources, and then they're drugged, and then they're gang raped and murdered in this child trafficking operation. They're either murdered by being choked to death during rape or with a dagger through the heart. The Illuminati have a 17-inch dagger that they like to use, and it's, I'm sure, copied thousands of times. But they like to drive a dagger through a heart. Like, for example, Hillary Clinton has murdered 8 children this way. Michelle Obama has murdered 4. And I really like to support these children because they're treated so horribly. And and it's no way for a child to be treated. And I wish I didn't have to do this. And it would be a lot easier if we didn't live in a country where people are horrible murderers who like to rape and murder children every day. And unfortunately, that's what the United States of America is. It's a war criminal, Nazi-owned, Nazi-controlled country that rapes and murders children every day. Now, I'd like to bring your attention to Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Mike Pence has murdered 51 children, 3 of them by driving a dagger through the heart, and the other 49 by, 48. I'm sorry, 48. It was 49, 50, and 51. So it was 48 children he's murdered by choking them to death during ejaculation. On Sunday, May 15th, 52 children were brought into the child trafficking system on this one day, and the source was the Air Force. The Air Force brings in children many days a week, and the men who participate in this are generally paid about $100,000 a month of U.S. taxpayer money to pick up children that have been formerly abducted and bring them to the United States where they can be gang raped and murdered. Now, on this day, they were taken to 3 locations. Langley, Virginia was one of them, where 11 children were gang raped and murdered. And they like to keep the children in cages. They shuffle them around in this rail system that's underground. Trillions and trillions of dollars of taxpayer money has been spent setting up this child trafficking organization. Now, on this day, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, who, and now his wife too, his wife has known that her husband, of course, how could you not know, that her wife has officially known since the rape of his 88th child. And she is an extremely pretentious woman who thoroughly enjoys the fact that her husband likes to rape and murder innocent children. Nice, huh? Welcome to Indiana. Boy, this is a great state. Great state. One of the major child trafficking states of this country, or illegal corporation, however you look at it. But first, Pence raped a 4-year-old boy. And then he raped and murdered a 5-year-old boy. Now, this little 5-year-old boy was gang raped 156 times since he was abducted, and then by Mike Pence and his child trafficking buddies. 156 times a 5-year-old boy was raped, and this is actually fairly common. There are some children who are raped 400 or 500 times. This child was abducted by the Chinese military, who raped him 107 times at the Shanghai My Lab. And then he was raped 12 more times by Air Force males. And then he was raped 37 more times at the Langley, Virginia My Lab, where Mike Pence was the last one to rape this small boy and choked him to death at the same moment that he ejaculated into this child. And this 5-year-old boy was drugged a total of 27 times and was bleeding out of his rectum while child rapist and child murderer Mike Pence was sodomizing him. His wife was having dinner with friends. Mike Pence has now raped 177 children, murdered 51 of them, with 3 of them dagger through the heart, the rest by rape. And tomorrow, in the Indianapolis My Lab child trafficking operation, 17 children are due to be delivered out of a group of 309 children already on the way to America, due to arrive here. It's 10 o'clock Eastern. They're due to arrive sometime overnight. And you can be sure that the same group of men, the Indiana State Police, child rapist and child murderer, Indiana Attorney Greg Zeller, Mike Pence, the Indiana Senate will be there, the Indiana House will be there. They usually have anywhere between 40 and 60 to 40 and 70 men who love to get together and watch each other rape little boys and little girls, and they like to watch each other choke them to death. Why? Because this is Indiana, and 68% of the population of this state belongs to their organization, and they're very proud of it. Unfortunately, my advice is don't ever come to Indiana. Don't ever do business with this state. There are a lot of states in this country that don't rape and murder children, but Indiana is a major child trafficking company and is owned and operated by Nazis, and the governor and the attorney general both rape and murder children, and they're supported by the Indiana State Police, the CIA, and the FBI, as well as other militaries. And they all love to rape and murder children. I wish I had better news. I don't like to do this, but somebody has to. I feel like I'm the only person who cares about children being raped and murdered in this state, but I know I'm not. Thank you.